Alrighty, folks. Well, it looks like we have success and we are live streaming right here on Facebook as well. So perfect timing because we are starting at 7 a.m. Hawaii time and it is 7 a.m. Hawaii time. Let me see if I can go ahead and make my PowerPoint a little bit bigger here to make it easier to see on the screen. Here we go. Haha. Okay, so far everything's going smoothly this morning. Fantastic. Love it when the day starts off well. Well, welcome everyone to today's topic, which is the 8 tips to beat bloating. And I don't know if that's something that you are dealing with yourself, or that maybe you know someone that could benefit from this particular information. Now, those of you that are watching live on Facebook, I cannot see Facebook at the moment. All I see is that, yes, we're live on Facebook, but I cannot see your comments or anything like that. So go ahead and type in your comments as you know things come through, and then I will go back and reply to your comments. And if you're watching the replay, go ahead and let me know that you're watching the replay by typing replay, obviously, once the replay is started. And what else would be fun to find out is where you are from. We've had some wonderful webinar sessions with people from all over the world that were on live. And let's find out where you are from today. Just type it right in. And once again, I can't see Facebook. All the comments, I will get back to those after the live gets posted. All right, so let's jump right in and let me see, where's my cursor here, my mouse. Yay. So welcome, or like we say out here, ikamomai, or ikamomai, welcome. In today's webinar, I'm going to talk about bloating and also safe and natural remedies to beat these issues. As a way of thanking you for staying to the very end of today's session, I will be sharing with you a link to a helpful ebook that will allow you to review all the contents of what we're covering, so that you're more than welcome to write notes. And at the same time, the ebook will provide you what we're covering today so that you can review it also at your own pace. So be sure to stay until the very end, because that's where I will tell you exactly how to get my ebook. So what are you going to be learning in today's webinar? Some good things like, well, you know what bloating is, but we'll be covering a little bit more detail about that. What are the symptoms of bloating and 8 proven ways to reduce or eliminate bloating, and actually quite a bit more. Now, ever find yourself bloated after eating? Like your stomach gets sticking, way out, you can't breathe, you feel like you've got, you undo your belt or your pant button or your belt buckle, feel like you're pregnant even after a small meal. It does happen. So what is up with that? Research has shown that 10 to 25% of healthy people are experiencing bloating. So it is particularly common in people that have IBS and also constipation. I feel like there's a song about constipation, but I'm not going to start singing that one. So according to the International Foundation for Functional Gastrointestinal Disorders, bloating is a commonly reported symptom, and it is sometimes associated with distension. So that's the belly, that gets bigger. Basically, think of a balloon that has the air, trapped in it, to where you don't let go for the air to get out of it. That's what, that's that feeling of that stomach where it's like, oh. So bloating is often accompanied by pain, excessive gas. So that's, where you can also become musical, whether it's, with belching or, what. There you go. Frequent burping or belching, abdominal rumbling, or gurgles. Now, gurgling is not necessarily being bloated, but it is something that can be associated with bloating. And while a bloated stomach is certainly uncomfortable, even embarrassing when it comes to passing along gas or where you might need to go to the bathroom very often. And it can actually be a bigger problem than you think. It can be more than just bloating. So just, something to keep in mind. Stomach bloating can sometimes signify serious health problems that are lurking below the surface. So it may lead to other issues like digestive disorders, autoimmune reactions, allergies, or even stomach cancer in some cases. So always be aware of what is happening with your body. Other possible reasons for bloating and distension include infection, constipation, bowel obstruction, dehydration, small intestinal bacteria overgrowth. See, even my buddy Bird agrees. You can hear him probably. Hormonal changes. So these are all different reasons that can actually cause bloating. So it is important to pay attention to the signals that your body is giving. It is the silent body language, or mostly silent. You know what I mean. So luckily, in some cases, stomach bloating isn't anything to be alarmed of. Definitely. The majority of the time, it's no biggie. It may usually be cleared up by making some simple changes to your diet and routine. So small tweaks can make a big difference. And here are 8 proven ways to reduce or eliminate bloating. So this may sound obvious, but for some people, they need reminders. And since you are here watching, and whether it's live or catching the replay, this may not be an issue for you. But some people do eat way too much all in one shot. Being stuffed can feel like being bloated, but the problem is that you simply ate too much. So you're not actually bloated, you are just stuffed to the gills. And if you're eating big meals and tend to feel uncomfortable afterwards, simply try to eat smaller meals. Very basic reminder, but reminders are always good to have. Add another daily meal instead. Like if you feel that need, maybe you have a job that is very physically intense. Maybe you do construction work and you need that extra food. Then break it up into smaller meals if possible. Someone that has a sedentary job, like working in an office that's all day long at a computer, has a smaller need, especially as far as, oh, my mind is just blinking right now. Calories, there you go, has a smaller need of calories than somebody that is very physically active with work, or maybe they're an athlete, has a bigger caloric demand and nutritional demand than somebody that is sedentary, for example. So having smaller meals is something that is very important, to get back to our topic here. For people who do experience bloating and that don't always necessarily get that enlarged stomach, they just simply get bloating. And so they may not get the enlarged stomach or the increased pressure, in the abdomen area. Simply try smaller meals. See if that is the magic trick for you, or let the person know that's experiencing that could be exactly what they need. And this is simply an issue that is mostly sensory, to where there's actually not a lot of physical stuff. It's more of sensations. And so for this reason, eating simply and eating smaller meals can be very useful. Okay, number 2, gases. So air or gas that is swallowed when you eat or drink can be a culprit in actually getting bloated. And so these culprits are fizzy drinks like soda. Like yesterday, I had a seltzer water, and I was burping quite a bit right after. So at least it was, coming out. It did not cause bloating, and I was actually burping right away. So these do contain bubbles with carbon dioxide, which is a gas that is released from the liquid after it reaches your stomach. Number 3, avoid being constipated, which for some people may be like, well, how? But there are different ways, different things to focus on to help avoid constipation. So constipation is a very common digestive problem. And we were just emailing about that earlier today. And it can have many different causes. So studies have shown that constipation can often exacerbate symptoms of bloating. So if you know someone that is susceptible to bloating, if they get constipated, it can make their bloating even worse or occur even more often. So different ways to tackle constipation is soluble fiber, which is very oftenly recommended for constipation. However, increasing fibers needs to be done with caution, because fiber can often make things worse with people who have gas or bloating. And something very important to keep in mind when you increase your soluble fiber is also to increase your water intake, because that fiber needs the liquid. Actually, it's like a symbiotic relationship. Fiber, the soluble fiber, and water, they work hand in hand. So you might want to increase also your physical activity or taking a magnesium supplement or both, because they're both very effective against constipation. It can be going for a walk after you eat to help get the movements going. Something that simple. If you live in an area that is not walk conducive, just set the timer for 20 minutes and walk around. Even if you have a single room, I have done it living in a one bedroom cabin, to where in the wintertime where we were like almost snowed in kind of thing, not 100% snowed in because we could shovel our way out. But walking outside was not very, it was not a very walking friendly environment where we were at that time. I would set the timer and move around in that one room cabin. So I've done it. I know it is doable. So, for your magnesium intake, what you might want to try is Shaklee's Sustainable Release Vital Mag. And I know that I have personally tested it myself, and I know that it works wonders when it comes to regularity. So its proprietary blends include elemental magnesium from 3 different sources. So you may also want to try Herblax, which has senna leaf that has been traditionally used as a natural laxative. And that was actually the topic of our email back and forth this morning. So taking a probiotic is another approach that may be a good fit for someone with bloating. And several clinical trials have shown that certain probiotic supplements can help to reduce both gas production as well as bloating in people with digestive problems. So this may depend on the individual, obviously, as well as the type of probiotic strain used. All right, take a little sip here. So probiotic supplements like Optiflora probiotic complex can have numerous other benefits, so that they're definitely worth trying out. And let's see, where's my cursor here? Here we go. Something else to take a look at is to try digestive enzyme supplements. Here we're taking a look at EasyGest, just the tip of the iceberg. It is a supplemental enzyme that can help to break down certain food components and can provide almost immediate relief. So you can try Shaklee's Easy Just for immediate digestive support. And what I personally like about the digestive enzyme, the Easy Just, is that it has digestive enzymes for the different things that the body needs to digest. So it has digestive enzymes for digesting fats. It has digestive enzymes for digesting carbohydrates and so on. So something to keep in your home remedy of natural remedies. Like for us, instead of a cabinet of prescription medication, we have a cabinet of natural remedies. So, number 6 is to eliminate food allergens and intolerances, things that you may be intolerant to that are very common foods. So, food allergies and intolerances are common causes of bloating. Some of the common offenders include lactose. So, some people are very lactose intolerant. And that's something that, even for me personally, when I was a baby, I was so lactose intolerant that just a very minute amount would have me end up in the emergency room. So everyone has different tolerance levels. A common, another one is fructose, which I know may sound surprising. Fructose is the fruit in sugar. So some people actually have sensitivities to the sugar that is naturally occurring in fruits. And that's where the digestive enzymes can come in very handy to help the body process that. Wheat, which I know is very well known, and because it does have the gluten. And then also eggs is one of those that, well, eggs, not that many people actually know about eggs being something that is high on the list of foods that have intolerances, but it is actually one of those. So, this is the case where we would recommend trying a food that is in the low FODMAP, part of the low FODMAP diet. So, what is this FODMAP thing, right? So, FODMAP stands for fermentable oligo or oligo monosaccharides and polyols. I know it's super long, but so basically we go FODMAP. So these are the scientific names for carbs that may cause digestive issues. Studies have shown that indigestible carbohydrates called FODMAPs can drastically aggravate symptoms in IBS patients. And actually it's not just people with IBS, but there are some people that have digestive issues to where if they focus on eliminating the FODMAPs foods, then it really helps their body to go through the healing process, because it's pretty amazing what the body can do when you give it a chance to actually heal, to where later on some of those foods can actually be reintroduced with no issues. Like nowadays I can actually have lactose, whether I can have a piece of cheese or I can drink milk, and to where I do not end up in the hospital. Now, we do not focus in our household on having dairy in the house. So it's when I'm out and about. So if I'm in a restaurant, for example, and there is dairy in the dish, I am not worried because it is no longer causing an issue for me. So just, food for thought here. Yes, since we're talking about food for thought. So a low FODMAP diet has been shown to lead to major reductions in symptoms such as bloating, at least in IBS individuals, but also a lot of other people. So if you do have problems with bloating, with or without digestive symptoms, then a low FODMAP diet may be a good way for you to fix it. It's the kind of thing to where, you test things out. What are the things that you are doing that if you eliminate that thing, does it improve the situation? If it does, you are on the right track. Your body is communicating with you. So listen to what your body is saying. So here are some common high FODMAP foods, which you may be surprised at some of these, okay? So you have artichokes, you have beans, apples, I know. And apples are actually the one fruit, well, apples and watermelons that I cannot eat in the morning. If I eat them at a different time of the day, I'm totally fine, but I cannot eat them in the morning. And they do not give me bloating, but they give me stomach cramping. So, see, listen to what your body tells you. Pears, watermelon, wheat, onions, garlic, broccoli, cabbage. It's like these are just some. So these are the most commonly eaten foods that are on the that are on the FODMAP diet. So choose beneficial foods definitely when you're making your food choices. And here are some of the best foods to help to battle bloating. And again, it's like you might see some of these that are on the FODMAP, list. So if your bloating is caused from these particular foods, then obviously avoid those for now while your body processes and heals. So water-rich fruits and veggies. Water, which carries key electrolytes and beneficial enzymes found in veggies and fruits, may help to relieve stomach bloating naturally. Examples are leafy veggies and fruits such as cucumbers, celery, fennel, artichoke, melon, and berries. So remember, artichoke is also on the FODMAP list. So if artichoke is one of those foods that causes an issue for you, avoid it for now. Do some things to help your gut heal. Provide your gut with the nutrients that it needs, and miracles do happen. It's amazing what happens, when you give the body what it needs, because now I can have dairy without ending up in the emergency room. And then, of course, I don't do a lot of dairy, but I know it doesn't make an issue for me. Now, herbs and spices, they can be some that are extremely beneficial for you depending on what is going on for you. So, natural digestion can be soothed with certain herbs, ginger, dandelion, and it's like I love actually dandelion salad, aloe vera, fennel. These have all been used for thousands of years to soothe an uncomfortable belly. So many herbs also act like diuretics to help the body release extra fluids, while some, like ginger, can also help the stomach release its content and relax the muscles in the digestive tract, which then relieves constipation. So it's like it's amazing how everything, just the domino effect of things. Green tea is another one that is very beneficial. Excuse me. Like I have green tea in here. So in here, okay, this is my morning. It's instead of coffee, this is what I start my morning with. So there's definitely a lot of water in here. So I start my day with just full line hydration. But I have our just one scoop of our Shaklee Performance. So it's very watered down, the performance, and that's to help bring hydration at the cellular level. Since I did not drink all night long, while I sleep, I don't drink, and I sleep the whole night through, so I don't wake up to get up and drink. So I have one scoop of our Shaklee Performance hydration drink. I also have one stick of our green tea. So this one is the green tea that also has pomegranate, and that's why you have the color in here. And I just do one stick for this whole thing, simply because this is my morning go-to, my morning wake-up drink. I also put a little bit of cayenne pepper and some apple cider vinegar. and some lemon juice, and then I put hot water and then just regular room temperature water. That way it's just warm. And that is my morning go. I do not drink coffee in the morning. This is what I do. And so yes, it has green tea in it as well. Green tea and bone broth are also anti-inflammatories and are great choices for promoting gut health. Now, our family, we are vegetarian, so bone broth is not something that we have around our house. Green tea, you betcha. Haha, my computer is super slow at changing the slides here. So raw dairy, and let me just put a highlight there on raw. When you do the pasteurization process of dairy, it changes the molecular structure, and certain enzymes also are no longer alive. So this is why I'm being very specific here about raw dairy, because the conventional dairy sold in the supermarkets, basically they kill the enzymes that are needed for proper digestion. And consuming aged or raw cheeses instead of soft cheese, and also kefir or yogurt instead of milk, have lower levels of lactose. So for people that are sensitive to lactose, first off, my recommendation, my suggestion is to eliminate lactose altogether. So to have a lactose-free diet while the body does some adjusting. And then after that, incorporate a small amount if you want to incorporate, but incorporate a small amount to test out and see if the body has had a time to adjust before incorporating it. If it has not had the proper time to adjust, or if your body simply says, you know what, lactose at all and any level is not the right thing for me, listen to your body. Okay. So stomach bloating and bloating in general can be horribly frustrating. I can totally relate. I have had some moments myself, especially while traveling. So I do have some things that I focus on now when traveling so that it does not happen. But following the tips that we just covered, you can have definitely a higher chance to get rid of discomfort and eliminating bloating altogether. And even while traveling, I like to take along with me, let's see, did I grab the right one? I like to take along with me some Herblax while traveling. I also like to take along with me, this is one of our probiotics. This one is the Optiflora DI, which is part of the whole part of the probiotic set. There's different ones, and I like to take the probiotic DI with me when traveling. It is very beneficial. It helps to keep me happy. All right. So if you would like to create a wellness plan to help with bloating, I personally love to help. So leave a comment in the chat box, or if you are on Facebook, since I can't see it right this very moment, go ahead and leave a comment so that I can respond to you, and we can take our conversation into the private messenger. That way, we don't discuss your wellness plan in front of the world, and let me know what is the best time to reach out to you. And you can also go ahead and message me through the private messenger that's on Facebook, or if you have my email, or if you have my phone number. That means that we've already been connected. Just reach out and let me know how I can support you. And I do want to say thank you for joining my wellness webinar, and I look forward to seeing you at my next webinar. If you're not sure when that is, on my website, click on events, and I have the list of all the events, and I actually need to load up all the April events on there. So I know I have one more listed, I believe, already on the calendar, but I need to load up the rest of the April webinars that are coming up. I'm pretty excited. One of the topics I'll be talking about is the amazing powers of green tea. So we'll be talking a little bit about the differences in green tea, green tea and matcha tea and all that. We'll be talking about that. And so I'm excited to be sharing that with you. So if you are interested in more information and things that we covered in this webinar, I do have a website that you can go to. And let me see if I can click here. So you can visit my online shop, which is your source for healthy products. I can send you a link if you want. I can post it in the chat box of the webinar here, right here on Zoom, or I can post it on Facebook later on. An easy one. And then also I do have a wellness center. So I would like to invite you to create a free account so you can have the VIP access to the whole entire library. Like we just had a fantastic webinar with Dr. Steve Cheney. You might have seen his book on Amazon. You might have heard about him and all the research that he has done for cancer. He is a well-known speaker, so I'm very glad that he was able to join us for a webinar this past Wednesday, and we already have the recording in the Wellness Center, so you can access all that and watch it at when it's a time that is convenient for you, and it's free. So all that is free. Tons of articles and webinars that we have, also with some other amazing doctors that we have been able to have come on board to, excuse me. This is what happens when you're live. Sometimes you sneeze. So yes, very fortunate that we have so many doctors that have been willing to share their knowledge with us, and that we have those webinars happening live, and then after that we put all the recordings in the Wellness Center. So I'm pretty excited about that. There's so many different things that you will get when you join. So you get the inside scoop on which supplements can help with a variety of common ailments. You get updates on our newest Shaklee products and also current specials and promotions. You will get access to Vitality for Life, which is my newsletter, and you'll get access to all the archives and so much more. I have a wellness group right here on Facebook for those that are watching me on Facebook. So if you're watching me on Facebook, that means that you're already part of this growing wellness community. If you are watching on Zoom, I will show you exactly how to get to my Facebook to join our group here. So the reason why I created this group is actually to help everyone to stay updated on all our specials and new products, and also offer helpful wellness information and a whole lot more. And something that is a lot of fun with having that wellness group there on Facebook is that we can all share our insights and our ahas and what we like best about different sessions, such as today. So go ahead and share to your heart's content what are the things that you would like. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. Like, for example, I went like, whoa, watermelon on the FODMAP list? For me, that was one of those ahas. So what ahas did you have? Go ahead and share that with us. It would be fun to hear, what are your takeaways and ahas, and then share that with others as well. Let them know what are the golden nuggets that you received today. Now, those of you that are on Zoom that may not be already connected to our wellness community on Facebook, go to my website. So my website is momisthebest.com, and that is where you'll find all the links to contact me. At the very bottom of every single page, there's all the ways to contact me and also the ways to follow me, whether it's, Pinterest and Facebook and Twitter, all those little doodads. You can also find my blog and also our upcoming events that are all listed on my hub site. So, as we get things wrapped up for today, I do want to say again, thank you so much for joining me. I always enjoy sharing and hearing about things that are helpful for you, and let me know if there are any particular topics that you would like to hear about so that I can put that little word to our science staff. We have a science and medical team to where I can let them know, hey, we want to put together a webinar on this particular topic, and that way we can share with you information that is also scientifically and medically sound. While we are not medical doctors here, we do have information that comes from the medical field. And thank you for joining my webinar. And I'm looking forward to seeing you at my next event. And be sure to go ahead and log in to the Wellness Center to access the ebook of today's session. So you get free access. You can download the ebook so that you can cover any of the information that we cover today. And I want to wish you well and raise my big glass of tea to your family's good health. So until next time, make tomorrow amazing because it starts with you today. All right, well, have a fantastic day, and I'm going to see how I can go ahead and stop recording. All righty, everyone. Have a great day. Let's see, things we have on our plans for today is we have prom. We have senior prom today. So we are going to be getting ready for the senior prom. I'm super excited. All right. Have a great day, everyone. Doodle pip.